Good afternoon, you fantastic people. Welcome to Nebula 2. This instrument is kicking my ass at the moment, but it's all good. I have come to the conclusion that there is no such thing as a fixed end date with a guitar build. This is the final episode, or the penultimate episode, or is it? We'll see. I still have an incredible, I hope, custom control knob to do. And last week the bridge was less than successful. So I'm going to burn the base of it to match the curve a little bit better, fit this in, and then change the shape somewhat and see where we end up. For now, let's burn it. Haha, yay! That wasn't quite as fun as it should have been. On with the build! Proof of concept, we're good. It works, it's going to sound, but before we get there, we need to fix the bridge itself. It's not elegant enough. I don't actually like in comparison to the rest of the guitar, I don't like the texture that the burning has given me. I would like it to match more closely with the flame, of course, the ebony tuning keys. So, adjustments, and then stain. Let's see where we end up. Better. Time for a spirit stain, I think. Black. Wipe on guitar finishing back up. Same as last week, just a slightly more svelte bridge. Bloop. Oh yeah, that's what we needed. close. This might require stronger fingers than I have. This might require adjustment. I thought I'd scraped out all of the finish before I put that saddle in there. Turns out, no, I had glued it in. We're all good. Nothing's broken. How many silly little mistakes have I made in this build? Anyhow, this may not be the last. It may not be the only one, even. But we shall see where we end up. You didn't expect me to just leave it square and boring, did you? I'm really rather happy with this. And of course it's too white to focus on. Oh well. On to the next stage. I have got some pins to install in the end here. You can see the little dimples that we left a while ago. They are supposed to be little round pieces of steel, but this guitar is not a little round pieces of steel kind of a guitar. So I'm going to chop up this tiny little Allen key. Hardened steel. Could be cool. First of all, let's get some drilling done. A larger one, slightly bigger than the Allen key. Perfect. No drop tools. Okay, so now the other end is obviously a little bit sharp and nasty. File, hit it with a leveling beam, polish it up, and repeat another 5 times. Did I sound like I was complaining? I'm having a blast. Now each of the holes in the guitar are the same depth. I've got it marked out, I know what I'm cutting, and we should be all right. I don't think anybody in their right mind has ever polished a standard Allen key to this level. But we needed to, didn't we? Shiny, shiny. Need a fresh copper blade, really. Or a giant chisel. Okay, so machine bolt for sure. It's looking a little bit direct from the manufacturer, so we shall polish. Onto the lathe. 500, 1200, and then we'll see where we're at. And eye protection, of course. Better late than never. Please shout at me in the comments. Alright, that's 1200, that looks nice. Let's go to the multi-thousands. Very specific of me, because I don't know what it is. It feels like about 3,000 grit, something like that. Maybe a bit more. Woo, a bit more I would say. And then finally, a stick that's got some polishing compound and a bit of leather on it. And the end result is a mirror. Woohoo! A hot mirror, I would say. How's that? And we might as well see if we can get it any better with some surface rouge. Not so sure we can. Nope, I take it back. And this is literally just the strut button screw. Well, all fun and games. There we go. That's shinier than the chrome polish. Anyway, bolts, washers, all sorts of stuff. Let's install it, shall we? Wait, I have to drill a hole in the guitar. So I have a couple of braces here, and I actually want to drill straight through the center of one of them because that's going to be the strongest area. These sides are relatively thin. I can hear where they are. Hear that difference? I think in for a penny, in for a pound, as they say. Ah, perfect. Sorted. Actually, that lip is looking a little bit ropey. I'm going to have to cut a circle, aren't I? Yeah, I was trying to be clever. I don't have any circular hole punches or leather punches here. And I thought those angles would work well, but it looks handmade. I don't want this bolt to be sticking that far into the guitar for no reason. Perfect. There we go. She's all sorted and on. Fantastic. In we go. Smooth sailing from here. Tiny adjustable spanner. Perfect. I need to do this wiring. I don't want to do this wiring, but we're going to do it anyway. Before I do that, I have to polish a little bit of metal. The part, if this goes according to what I have in here, the top of it at least, is going to be visible. So I need to polish this, I need to polish the nut up and the washer and all that and get that going. And then I need to work out how to have a Ghost Acoustiphonic System, which requires a battery, wired in through this center to tent blend pot with the Crimson humbucker. So I'm going to wire it all externally, see if I can get it working. I think it should be fairly straightforward. And then we'll put it in and get going. Probably not going to be finished today. Not going to be finished today. Probably not going to be finished. Wow, we'll see. We'll see. Whew. Polishing. And I don't want to get any metal in the pot, actually. So let's mask that off. Do-do-dee-doo-doo-doo. Do-do-doo-doo-doo-doo. Do-do-doo. That'll do. That'll do nicely. Well, I am going to be installing the Ghost Acoustiphonic System, not those pieces. We don't want switches, we don't want anything. We literally only want a single stacked pot, center to tent, and it should be fairly straightforward. Not quite as insane as that. The problem is we have to have a battery. We have to have this little PCB unit. And I'm also not using the standard switched pot over there because of design choices. I'm going to be using this Switchcraft barrel jack. I'm also not using a standard Graphtec piezo system. I'm using this beastie that goes under the saddle. An under saddle piezo transducer. Yo, this is going to be somewhat insane. I am going to, next week, in the next episode, I am going to, for which I apologize, it really will be the last episode. A number of you called it and said, yeah, it's not going to be one more episode, it's going to be two. And I'm like, okay, fine. I'm going to stop under-promising and over-delivering. No, wait, that's the opposite of what I do. I'm just going to stop promising and we're just going to see what happens. This project has gone on longer than it should have, both in time and in episodes, and I'm going to change that moving forward. Wait, I'm literally saying I'm not going to promise anything and then promising things. Ignore me. Next week will be the final episode. I am going to wire up the two separate pickup systems externally, outside of the guitar, see if everything works, see how it works, adjust as necessary. And this is why I don't think that with everything that's gone on this week, this would be a very, very long episode otherwise. Wired up externally, we then figure out how it's all going to go in the guitar. I know where the battery is going. Let's have a quick look. So here we have the guitar. The battery's going to be going on this thing underneath the top in this area, and I'm doing it that way. The initial thought was going to be on the back, but the musician can see right in there, and I want to avoid that if at all possible. So in the top there, the USB, the USP, the unique selling point of this guitar is the fact that that is also going to be in that sort of an area. Sorry, not in that area. I rephrase. That's the battery. This, which has a small trim pot that you adjust with a watchmaker screwdriver, that is going to be under here. And you will be able to use a screwdriver through this sound hole to adjust the overall volume of the piezo system, because we need adjustability. There is going to be the stacked pot there. Now this is a smaller pot than I had originally thought I was going to use. I went in and I glued in a nut and all that jazz, and actually that's now going to be, it's not going to be used, which is a pity, but it's going to make things a little bit more straightforward. I still need to pull one of these out because I put them in hastily. I need to pull one out and put in a ground. I need to talk to the client about potentially adding a very thin metal strip just at the front of this bone nut in order to ground all of the strings. I'm not entirely sure whether that's necessary or not. This is not going to be used in high gain environments, but if I can ground everything off and make it all better, then I shall. And then comes the final installation of the pickup, which is going to be fun. It's going to involve springs and nonsense. We shall see. The bridge is done. I'm super happy with the bridge. Let me know in the comments what you think. And finally, the instrument will be strung. She will play. I might even get somebody in to do a proper demo. How's that? We're there. We're nearing completion. Unless the entire instrument disintegrates under the tension of the strings, which, I mean, I suppose it's a possibility. Unless that happens, and you watch a man just break inside, because it would be on camera, this guitar will be done Saturday, next week. Please click like. If you think this series has gone on for too long, click like. If you think it's just long enough, click like as well. And in both cases, please let me know in the comments below. I have big plans moving forward for the channel and for Crimson. I'm going to be doing some builds from Crimson headquarters now that most of us are vaccinated and all that jazz. And you'll be seeing a lot more rapid builds alongside the Saturday big builds. I started this individual clip promising not to promise anything. And I think if you go back and count the promises, there's 2 or 3 just in this couple of minutes. Wow. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Goodbye. I just don't want to see it come to an end. That's why I'm procrastinating. What can I do next that will come anywhere close to this? This is like being the guy that gives the speech after a standing ovation by some amazing person on the stage. I can't follow this up. Retirement. That's it. Coffee. Coffee, coffee, coffee. Goodbye.